is Northeast Michigan's best news source. You're waking up to WBKB Early Morning, your first look at news, weather, and sports. This is Early Morning.
The district contest for the Future Farmers of America was held last night at Alpena High School. Plus, new data finds that the majority of children in Michigan are not reading proficiently. We'll tell you what schools in Northeast Michigan are doing to improve reading levels. And Governor Rick Snyder signed a bill allowing cyclists to use an alternate right turn signal. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Reed. For a first look at weather, let's turn it over to meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
Another cold morning across Northeast Michigan, but we are expecting things to warm up quickly. West-southwest winds are currently at 7 miles per hour, so that warmer air will start to work its way in. Why do you say? Because there is another system just coming from the west. We'll be seeing the light snow showers during the afternoon, and some of us are already seeing some light snow showers, but this system will continue to push its way on over towards us. Have some already lake snows that are still persistent, but throughout the afternoon, we'll see the light snow move its way into the area, and temperatures, they'll be back actually in the 20s for afternoon highs. 23 for us in Alpena while seeing the snow throughout the afternoon. Tonight, that system does start to push out towards the east. We're expecting cooler air to drain in, and we'll be back down in the single digits, 7 degrees for our overnight low. And highs for tomorrow, they look to be a little cooler, but not too much colder, still around the lower 20s for afternoon highs. And then also, as we head later on into the weekend, things actually could get a lot warmer.
Thanks, Adam. The Future Farmers of America district contest took place yesterday afternoon at Alpena High School. The district contest, made up of all the schools east of I-75 up to the bridge and down to Standish, is the first step for students to be able to qualify for the state competition. They all compete in multiple categories such as public speaking, demonstrations, parliamentary procedures, and agricultural issues.
One of the things that's a misconception about FFA, it's only for farm kids. It's for any student that's interested in agriculture and natural resources and is willing to go ahead and get involved in things to learn more leadership skills, like public speaking, which is a life skill that you would use in any profession.
The winner of the district contest last night will move on to the regional competition that will take place in 2 weeks, and then the top 2 groups from there will win a spot in the state competition at Michigan State in March. And we do not have the final results for you this morning. We apologize for that, but we will be sure to update you as soon as we have the details. And today will be another busy day for Alpena High School as they hold their Career and Dress for Success Day. The goal is to inform students of what they need to do academically and personally to get to their end goal of a successful job. There will be 45 presentations from the business community, with speakers discussing a broad range of topics including education, career paths, training, and employment opportunities.
There's a big push right now both at the federal level, at the state level, and of course at our local level to make sure that kids are prepared for careers. We really need our community to grow economically, and the best way to do that is to have a really talented workforce.
Presentations will be held from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Students are encouraged to dress professionally. Fitzpatrick says that the business community has been tremendous in helping to set up this event for the future success of our students. New data finds that a large majority of children in Michigan are not reading proficiently, and Alpena Public Schools is working to help the problem locally. In a new Kids Count data snapshot, the Annie E. Casey Foundation found 81% of Michigan's lower-income fourth graders and 69% of all kids are not reading at the level they should be. And early reading proficiency in the United States finds Michigan to be one of 6 states that didn't make any progress in reading over the last decade. This comes after Michigan's spending on K-12 dropped 20% during the last 10 years.
It's disconcerting, and we need to take steps to make improvements. Michigan's certainly not in the worst position, but we've got room to grow. Actually, nobody in the nation did spectacularly well on this NAEP test. If you look at the numbers, you know, where there's growth, it's in the single digits.
Stevens says the key skill of reading is especially important by the 3rd and 4th grade levels and a strong predictor of a student's future success. APS is currently working with partner districts in AMA ESD to update the English language arts curriculum, a large part of that being reading, which Stevens say is due for an update. The proposed updates will go to the board this spring to be applied this coming fall. With the excessive amount of snowfall we've been experiencing this winter, Michigan State Police and Gaylord are asking people to be mindful of snowplows. With school cancellations, many children have been home and playing outside. Troopers say they want to remind parents to monitor their children while they are playing in the snow and to make sure they're staying far enough away from the roads, as it can become dangerous when snowplows are driving through. They can actually throw snow several feet from the roads into yards. Troopers say parents should keep the following tips in mind when their children are playing outside during the winter. Keep an eye on the outside temperature. Check on children playing outside every 10 to 15 minutes and make sure they're playing a safe distance from the road, and supervise them while tunneling snow. New legislation will make the roads safer for cyclists. Governor Rick Snyder signed a bill allowing cyclists to use an alternate right turn signal, which he says is a simple common sense update that will help keep the roads safe. This new bill updates the existing law from 1949 that required cyclists to raise their left arm at a 90-degree angle to signal a right turn. Patrick Richards is a member of the Romeo Bicycle Club in Alpena and feels this new legislation is a smart idea.
I'm old enough to have had cars without turn signals, so I know what it means, but younger people, if they see you doing that, they don't know if you mean you're going to stop or look up or, what, so I think it's better.
The old law was passed when automobiles lacked turn signals and motorists had to use hand signals. The new bill, sponsored by State Representative Anthony Forlini, updates the law to allow bikers to simply extend their right arm horizontally to signal a right turn. When WBKB Early Morning returns, Stephanie Gondula is here from the Marine Sanctuary with special guest Daniel Moffett, who presented a film in this past weekend's Thunder Bay Film Festival. We'll talk about the film festival's success. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. I'm joined this morning by Stephanie Gondula from the Marine Sanctuary and Daniel Moffett with the Northeast Michigan Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative, one of the sanctuary's most active partners. And I know this weekend you had the Thunder Bay Film Festival this past weekend, and quite a success, right?
It was. We had nearly 400 people come throughout the whole weekend and enjoy great movies, have popcorn, have food. Enjoy special films on the Science Ionosphere. But one of the great features was actually the presenters of the films. We had a number of filmmakers, a number of folks that were active team members in the films, and Daniel Moffett was one of the presenters of the films.
Okay, and I know that with your film, and it's called Place-Based Education in Northeast Michigan, it featured a lot of the projects that your initiative is currently working on. So tell me a little bit more about some of those projects.
Well, that's correct. So many of the people that came to the film festival this weekend walked away learning something about the world or the ocean, and we were able to, with our documentary, which focuses on place-based education in Northeast Michigan and student engagement, bring that back to Northeast Michigan where students are doing amazing things.
Okay, very cool. And then why do you think, I guess, being in this initiative and working on something like this with all these students, why do you think it's so important, especially in the area here where we're surrounded by the Great Lakes?
Well, through the projects that these students do and what the documentary features are, we have students in elementary schools building underwater robots to go and investigate their watershed. We have students in the middle school adopting beaches and taking measurements of beaches, and we've got students in the high school out measuring shipwrecks and studying maritime history right here in their community to learn more about their community. All of that really strengthens communities by engaging students in their learning, but connecting those teachers to community resource professionals here.
Okay, and I can tell this is something that you're quite passionate about, isn't it?
It sure is, yep.
Okay, and then Stephanie, you said that they're one of your most active partners at the Marine Sanctuary. How important are these partners that you have?
Well, that's one of the things we pride ourselves on at the Marine Sanctuary is a very supportive community with partners like the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative.
Right.
And another exciting thing is the number of students and the number of teachers that working with the Great Lakes Stewardship Initiative and working with the sanctuary, the numbers that we reached. Last year there were 6,000 students that were able to participate in these programs and 70 teachers that were involved. And we're looking forward to those same numbers again this year.
Yep, so in the springtime, as soon as the weather breaks, many of those same students, well, moving on from the grade levels, will be back out in their community along river sites and doing those hands-on projects to continue this work here in Northeast Michigan.
So you're excited to start all these projects up again, right?
Absolutely.
Sure are, yes.
As soon as the snow melts, we'll get our waders on, and it's really one of my favorite parts about my job at the sanctuary, actually, is being able to go out with really excited third graders and really enthusiastic, eighth graders and high school students as they go out, and I mean, they're truly invested in their area and their region and the quality of their water when they're the ones doing the testing, when they're the ones collecting the critters, when they're the ones building the underwater robots. So that's one of the best parts, getting out on the water with the students.
And you said a lot of these students actually came to the film festival this past week, and so how excited were they to be able to see themselves up on the big screen?
That was a real joy to see. So when we went out and documented them doing this field work last year, through that process, they were able to come and see the finished product, and so they'd seen international film before that, and then all of a sudden there they were, superstars on the screen. We had teachers and students there to see the projects.
Very neat. And then this film festival, we kind of talked about how Thunder Bay Film Festival, it's been proclaimed Thunder Bay Film Festival Week this last week, so how excited, I guess, did it make you to be you're going to be able to continue this now every year, and now that you saw the turnout was so great, I'm sure you're thrilled.
We were so happy with the support and also the turnout. I mean, it was below zero, I think, the entire weekend.
It was a cold one. It was a very cold one.
Frigid weekend. And so we thought that might deter folks, but not Alpena people. They came out, and so many great comments. People really affected by the images, the imagery, and the educational messages in the films, and the comments we got were just great. And so we're really excited to not only do the film festival again next year, but involve more local and regional projects, students and teachers, as with the place-based education film.
Awesome. Yeah, I know I was there for a little while, and everyone seemed very excited about all of the films going on. And I know I even got to talk to some of the other filmmakers on the panel, and they said there were so many curious people, and like you said, it's just a learning opportunity, such a great educational opportunity for everyone. So
yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you both coming in today.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sports is next with Shannon McGrath, and she'll talk about the International 500 snowmobile races that's fast approaching, plus show you who won in the Battle of the Cardinals.
The Alcona girls basketball team was 2-2 at the beginning of the season, but since then the Lady Tigers have been heating up, and last night they looked to continue their 7-game winning streak against the Oscoda Owls. 90 seconds in, Alcona up 2 when Karina Cole makes her second bucket of the night, making it 5-zip Tigers. And there must be something in the water at the Cole residency, because Kendra Cole banks a 3 of her own halfway through the quarter, extending Alcona's lead to 11. However, on the next play, Oscoda would make some noise as Caitlin Scott gets her own rebound. 22-4 is the score at the end of 1. Moving to the start of the second, number 2, Tori Harmon getting the dose. Alcona wins its 8th straight game. 76-29 is the final. Moving to some boys basketball, Ski Valley opponents Onaway and Joburg duking it out west last night. Halfway through the first quarter, Onaway's Chris Cleaver breaks the tie before Spencer White of Joburg drives in his own bucket to tie the game once again, making it 9-all. Final minute of quarter 1, Joburg's leading scorer Logan Huff goes long to give the home Cards a 1-point lead at the break. But 2 minutes into the second, Onaway regains the lead after Andrew Prout makes the 3. The visiting Cards trail by 8 at the half, but are able to go on and win 66-58 in the Battle of the Cards. In other boys action last night, Tawas beat Whittemore Prescott in a nail-biter. Noah Vanderveen had 8 in the Braves' 37-36 win. While in girls action, Mayo topped Augrey Sims. Leslie Osman and Jalen DeFlorio led the Bolts in last night's 43-26 final. Down in Hale, the Eagles won 60-28 over the Huskies. Barbie Barnes had 18. Finally, in community college hoops, the women of ACC beat Oakland 84-79. Ashley Monticello led the Jacks with 30, but on the men's side, they weren't as lucky, falling 95-69. Trayvon Howard ended with 23. In wrestling, Mayo hosted Oscoda and Rogers City last night. The Owls not doing well in their 2 matches, although Ben Reyes and Harry Simotis finished undefeated. The Owls fell 55-24 to the Hurons and 57-24 to the Cardinals. Well, less than 72 hours away, 38 racers will compete in the 46th Annual International 500 Snowmobile Race. WWTV's Jeff Johnson has more.
Snowmobile sleds at the I-500 in Sault Ste. Marie are going over 100 miles per hour on the straightaways. So whatever cold you're feeling, probably not nearly as bad as our drivers. Speaking of cold,
you know, the cold is what we need. There's a misconception downstate. People think we race this race on snow, but that's not true. We race it on ice. We got to have cold, and obviously Mother Nature's working with us. The comments I'm getting from the teams and the owners are this track's in the best shape they've ever seen it.
the track is fast. So are Aaron Christensen and Gabe Bunke. Duo are looking to make it 3 straight titles, and they said they've never started on the pole. Wednesday, back-to-back defending champs finished with the fastest time in qualifying. You need to hang on to that for only one more day.
We kind of feel the pressure, I guess, a little bit since, you know, we won last year, and people definitely watch what we do. So it's kind of like our Super Bowl. Just a big event for snowmobiling.
How about a little extra motivation for the racers this year? The winning drive for the I-500 gets throughout the first pitch at the Detroit Tigers baseball game, April 5th against the Baltimore Orioles. In Sault Ste. Marie at the I-500, Jeff Johnson, Northern Michigan sports leader.
Again, that race will be on Saturday with 38 racers competing in the 500-mile racetrack. That's it for your sports this morning. Ashley, back to you.
Thanks, Shannon. For a look at what we can expect outside today, let's get the details from meteorologist Adam Claiborne. Adam?
Well, yet another morning that we are cold here across all of the region. Temperatures, they are going to be jumping up very quickly throughout the afternoon. 1 below here in Tattawa City, 2 degrees back in Mount Pleasant, and 9 in Manistee. So you see that warm air is trying to work its way on towards the east. And as we look at temperatures right now across the rest of the nation, 5 degrees in Minneapolis, 7 degrees in Chicago. So things will begin to warm up for us too throughout the afternoon. And we could be back in the 20s for afternoon highs. But we will be dealing with some snow as well. Not seeing much snow. Maybe some of us are seeing some light snow flurries for the time being right now, but as we look off towards the west, our snow showers will begin to enhance and increase in activity across the area, and that will be all because of this system pushing in and really starting to increase our moisture. So expect more of the light snow showers throughout the afternoon and also during our early evening. Current winds coming from the southwest at 7 miles per hour in Alpena, 12 miles per hour in Oscoda. You can see that the winds really start to get breezy as you go a little farther towards the west, right around Traverse City and Manistee, both at 17 and 16 miles per hour. What's ahead for us today? Well, we'll have the light snow start to move in during the morning, but then during the afternoon, temperatures, they'll be actually warmer. We'll see that warmer air arrive. Highs will be back in the 20s, somewhat of a great relief, especially from what we saw last week, and then starting to clear out yet again and cooling off by tonight. So lows will be back down in the single digits. And once this system does start to push off towards the east, we'll be seeing that the cooler air, it moves in right behind it. Not going to be terribly cold, expecting it to be right around the lower 20s for tomorrow's highs, and then the system will continue to push its way in. You can see how the snow really starts to enhance during the afternoon. Scattered snow showers will be in store for us, and once that starts to push out of air, expect us to stay unsettled before another shot of snow comes in by tomorrow. But our day planner, 23 degrees for an afternoon high today. Temperatures dropping back off in the single digits tonight. Our overnight temperature of 7 degrees. Clouds will actually be decreasing as northwest winds will be at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And now let's take a look at our extended outlook. We'll start off with a high of 22 degrees on Friday. And snow showers will still be on the low side here into Alpena. Maybe better chances as you go farther south around Tawa City and also West Branch and Mile. But you can see highs start to cool back off by later next week as we'll be back in the teens behind that cold front that pushes through late Saturday into our Sunday. So be back in the upper teens and the middle teens by Monday and lows in the single digits.
All right, thank you, Adam. Well, coming up next on WBKB Early Morning, the recovery from a snow and ice storm in the south is taking longer than many expected. Good morning and welcome back. I'm Ashley Reed. In national news, the recovery from a major winter storm is taking longer than expected in the south. CBS's Omar Villafranca is in Atlanta, where roads are just now becoming passable.
Most roads around Atlanta are back open this morning. Overnight, crews worked to remove snow and ice to get traffic moving. The roads are nothing like they were on Tuesday when the snow and ice storm caused interstates to turn into parking lots.
Nothing against the South, and I'm from the South. We're just not prepared for this type of weather on a regular basis.
Many drivers who were unable to move just simply abandoned their cars and trucks on the interstate. But Georgia emergency officials are asking drivers to come out today to get them off the road.
In Fulton County, 99 school buses filled with kids were stuck Tuesday night. And across Georgia, thousands of students spent the night at school.
We slept on mats.
Natalia Mayo didn't make it home until yesterday afternoon, more than 24 hours late. Parents are angry.
The superintendent, he needs to pay for this. He needs to answer. Everybody knew this weather was coming.
Oh my gosh. City and state officials are also being criticized for not being prepared. Governor Nathan Deal was asked why he didn't declare a state of emergency before the storm hit.
We did not think it was justified to do so. We were putting all of our resources in play without the official declaration.
Everything is expected to start melting today as temperatures rise above freezing. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Atlanta.
Temperatures are expected to be in the 60s and 70s across Georgia by this weekend. Let's check back in with meteorologist Adam Claiborne for one last look at weather.
All right, thank you yet again. Clouds are starting to push their way back into the region. West-southwest winds are at 7 miles per hour, but this temperature, that will start to jump up very quickly because we have another system starting to push its way in, and it will start to draw in more of that warm air from the south. And as we look off towards the west, here goes our next system. That will be making its way to us during the afternoon. We'll be seeing more of the snow showers during the afternoon. Everything should be light, not expecting a lot, but as it continues to make its way on towards the east, it will give us a slightly cooler air for tonight's forecast. So we'll be expecting yet again to be down in the single digits for overnight lows. But for the day, we're expecting a high of 23 degrees, expecting things to cool off yet again by tonight, a low of 7 degrees, but expecting to be mostly clear. And by the time we do head into Friday's forecast, that's when we'll have another disturbance. It starts to push in. Most of the snow should be to our south, so our southern locations should be looking out for the heaviest snow. To the north, though, we'll be looking at just light flurries.
Be sure to tune in tonight for WBKB 11 News at 6 for updates in news, sports, and weather. Felina Jones and Lindsay Adeluca will have the latest in local news. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne will be back with the weather, and Shannon McGrattan will have updates from the world of sports. Also, don't forget you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online. Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night. Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV. That's all we have for you today on WBKB Early Morning. Thanks for watching. Good Morning America is up next.